Welcome to Citizen Connect Live, which is a must-see for Americans committed to healing our divides and acting on shared common ground. The bottom line is, this is the best way for you to get up to speed on exciting organizations, events, and resources you need to help fix our crazy politics. The core of each program is to share the most exciting organizations, events, and content. Things like research, podcasts, and tools that can empower the exhausted majority and help all of us find common ground that's necessary to move America forward. By the way, a little background about Citizen Connect. We highlight events and great organizations that bring Republicans, Democrats, and independents together to put country before political polarization. This live stream will highlight just a few of our most accomplished members, but it's just a tip of the iceberg, and viewers should absolutely check out the full, amazing community of 600 nonpartisan organizations from across the nation. At this point, we're going to share a 1-minute video because seeing is always better than hearing, that gives you a sense of the Citizen Connect website, how to navigate it, and why you should check it out today.
Citizen Connect is a nonpartisan platform committed to finding common ground and dedicated to the old-fashioned civic duty of getting things done. We don't have an agenda. We're not here to help you choose a side. We're here to help you get involved. To lend a hand in healing America by connecting you with events and organizations dedicated to bringing our country together. Election reform, civic education, bridging personal and political differences. Hundreds of organizations, large and small, founded by Republicans, Democrats, and independents, all in one place, and all with the same goal. Just point, click, and you're part of the solution. As a country, we have a choice to make. It's not about who you're fighting with. It's about what we're fighting for. And the only way we can make America work is by working together. Join us now at Citizen Connect. Let's get to work.
Thank you very much, Willow, for sharing that with us. By the way, I haven't done introductions yet. So my name is Brian Clancy, and I'm a co-founder of Citizen Connect. And today, as my co-host, today and always as my co-host is Willow Paul, and she is the fabulous manager of marketing and digital communications for Citizen Connect, and the key person to know if you want to get involved. So what Willow's going to do, I'm handing the keys over to her from now on, and what she's going to do is bring us through the most exciting and compelling events and content that are coming up that you should all check out. Willow?
All right. So unfortunately, there's a train going by at the moment. All right, so we're going to dive right into our featured events for this week. But a little note, it is National Civic Learning Week. So that's from March 11th to March 15th. So make sure to go on our website, check out the organizations that are involved in this amazing week, and find a piece of on-demand content or event that suits your interest. But for our first event, it will be held by the News Literacy Project, a great friend of ours. And the title of it is Election 2024. Are you informed or influenced? So this is happening on Thursday, March 14th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. And this webinar will teach folks the skills that they need to identify credible election information, something I think we all need a little bit of help with from time to time. So in this webinar, you'll learn how to evaluate the purpose of information sources that are shared, also how to identify misinformation trends and bias, as well as learning how to prioritize credible sources. So if you're interested in shaping up your information sourcing game for this upcoming election, be sure to check out the News Literacy Project.
Willow, thank you so much for highlighting that one, because I think that's amazing. Nothing could be more topical. And I think it goes, are you being informed or influenced? I think we're all being played. So we've got to up our game on news literacy to be able to cut through the you know what,
Mhm.
to get to finding people that can actually that have our shared values and want to move the country forward. So thank you for highlighting that one.
All right. And for our second event, it is hosted by our friends at Living Room Conversations. So this is Bridging Differences for Collective Impact. Now, this is also co-sponsored by the Listen First Project as well. And this is an interactive panel of educators that will showcase the interplay between civic engagement, civic learning, and bridging divides, and try to figure out how to bring that into the classroom. So if you are an educator or a parent interested in what's going on in the classroom or what could be brought to the classroom, go ahead and attend this webinar, because attendees will have the chance to experience and walk away with concrete resources, including a short 10-minute exercise to use within the classroom, lesson plans, and then a full-blown curricula as well. So a great event for educators and parents.
Living room conversation. I'm sorry, I'm so enthusiastic about all these different organizations. Um, Living room conversations has such a deep set of resources. I would encourage everyone to visit their site, because it's whether it's dealing with your crazy uncle at Thanksgiving, or talking about very, very hot topics and challenges around global politics, or local politics. They have, if you're struggling with finding a way to find common ground and have a civil conversation with somebody about virtually any topic, they have tools and resources to help you.
Absolutely. And for our next event, event number 3, it is hosted by Mediators Beyond Borders International, and it is Listening, Emergent Strategy for Transforming Conflict. Now, this is happening on Thursday, March 14th at 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And a little bit of context to this particular event: listening is, of course, a foundational skill in all relationship building and community building. And those laboring within justice and peace building work are constantly being challenged to adapt new skills to bring to the field, and listening being one of them. So in this interactive webinar, folks will explore some major themes, insights, and skills found within a new published book called The Little Book of Listening, Listening as a Radical Act of Love, Justice, Healing, and Transformation. So a great skill to learn. Great. And for our next event, it is hosted by USC's Center for the Political Future, entitled What Should We Say? Research Findings on Civic Language. This will occur on Friday, March 15th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Pacific time. And a little bit of context to this event too. The Philanthropy for Active Civic Engagement, or PACE, leads the Civic Language Perceptions Projects to hear from Americans about their perceptions of and relationship with words frequently used in democracy and civic engagement work. Now, PACE will use data to answer questions like, which types of civic education translate to civic language positivity, and how do people report having civic education perceive civic language? So some really interesting questions are being answered within this specific webinar.
Yeah, just a reaction there. Our language has now a whole bunch of landmines in it that even with the best of intentions, you can step in it with someone who you authentically want to make a connection with, but is listening to different sources, is watching different news, reading different things. And I think this research is essential, to find out how we can reclaim language for creating connection rather than scoring points on each other.
Yeah. And for our next event, hosted by Braver Angels, it's the Red Blue Workshop Sessions 1 and 2. Now, this is an event that I've been privileged to actually attend myself, and had a lot of fun attending and learning from other folks from a different political party. So in this free workshop on Saturday, March 16th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Braver Angels will bring together the Reds, or conservative/Republican leading folks, and the Blues, who are liberal or Democratic leaning folks, for a moderated discussion and activities that reduce stereotyped thinking, clarify disagreements, and build relationships, and find common ground through listening and learning, rather than declaring and debating. So something that is a breath of fresh air to really learn from someone from a different political party, maybe has some different views than you. And there's two ways that you can attend this workshop. You can either be a participant or an observer. So if you're ready to dive into discussion, you can participate in the discussion and be really active. Or if you're not ready to have that conversation across difference, that's absolutely okay. You can sit back, relax, and learn from the folks who are having a conversation.
Thank you so much, Willow. I just say one thing about this. It's such an amazing organization, Braver Angels. One of the things they do, which is virtually unique in America, is their leadership is absolutely 50-50 Republican and Democrat. And so they're committed to it in every single way, in how they make decisions and how they set strategy and how they host events. It is, and you can feel it. To Willow's point, you attend one of their events, you can feel that that inclusion and that commitment to having right and left voices respected, and feeling that it's a safe place.
Mm-hmm. All right, and our last event is hosted by the Village Square, and it is the Soul of Civility with Alexandra Hudson. Now, this is happening a little bit later on Tuesday, March 26th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is happening on Zoom or Facebook Live, so you can go on either platform and enjoy the conversation. And some context to this event: it's very easy to confuse just plain old niceness with the deepest underpinnings of respect necessary to shepherd us through these really divided times, especially in this upcoming election year. So special guest Alexandra Hudson finds the challenges to civility today dire. She thinks that they're not new. They're most definitely not about being polite. And Lexi brings a fresh and deep depreciation from wisdom from the past. So folks like Socrates and Confucius, to create this beautifully pitched argument that civility is not a luxury, it's a necessity for survival and flourishing of our species. So a big task, and civility can take care of it.
Yeah, the one thing I'd say about this, Village Square has an unbelievable track record. They're located in Tallahassee, Florida, for bringing people together. So they have the skills to be able to pull this off in a systematic way, and they've got an amazing guest to show, to frame the challenge, but also that there is a path forward.
All right. And moving on to our featured organizations and on-demand content, the first organization that I wanted to focus on is our dear friends at Essential Partners. So Essential Partners has been around since 1989. They've been doing this work for a while now, and they do it well. They've empowered communities worldwide to overcome differences and foster belonging. Through dialogue and training, they've impacted over 500,000 lives annually. So a big job. And they do this through bridging divides on issues from polarization to interfaith conflicts.
I've done training with Essential Partners, and it was incredibly eye-opening. They have unbelievable skills, and I used to, just a pure trivia fact, I used to work across the street from them. I didn't know where they were located, and then when I went to their class, I'm like, gosh, they're so close. And that led to developing friendships with the folks there. They're amazing people, incredibly talented, incredibly committed, have done work all around the world on some of the toughest issues in the world. So definitely anything they do would go to the top of my list for things to lean into.
Yeah, and something to lean into as well as their piece of on-demand content, which is a 4-part scaffolded self-paced curriculum. And it is resisting polarization in election season. So as we know, the 2024 election cycle has begun. Unless you've been living under a rock, it is here, it is happening. We are experiencing it in the moment. And each presidential campaign cycle seems to be more contentious than the last, and this one is no different. We're bracing for months of misleading TV ads, some apocalyptic fundraising emails and mailers, and maybe some rough dinner table arguments. So presidential elections make the nation's already extreme political polarization even worse. And in this self-paced curriculum, you will develop the internal capacities, skills, and confidence that's needed to become a positive force in conversations in and around the election where you live, work, worship, and learn. So some great work. All right. And then our next featured organization is Mormon Women for Ethical Government. They are a nonpartisan force of women driven by faith, dedicated to shaping a more just, peaceful, and ethical world. MWAG inspires women of faith to transcend political divides, advocating fearlessly for an ethical government. So they are grounded in integrity, and their principles guide them towards a brighter future for all.
I do want to say something about well, you're going to talk about their toolkit now, right?
Yeah. Do you want me
Okay,
to?
so I'm gonna stand down, but I just want to say everything they do is such high quality.
Yes.
And this is just an example. What Willow's going to go through a very, very deep, rich set of practical, pragmatic, actionable tools to navigate the incredibly difficult environment we're all facing. So Willow, take it away.
Yeah, so our on-demand piece of content from MWAG is the Media Literacy Toolkit. So the founders of the United States knew that an educated public would be the key to strengthen our democratic republic. And the creation of the First Amendment ensured that citizens would have access to the information needed that they need to make good decisions about their representatives and their policies. So knowing what we know now and knowing that reliable sources can be hard to come by, and it's becoming increasingly more challenging to find those sources, and the proliferation of misinformation has caused government institutions and individuals to experience some harm, MWAG has created a number of articles, meme series, and YouTube videos to help consumers of news media find reliable sources, learn about misinformation, bias, conspiracy theories, and even propaganda.
Thank you, Willow. Is that what we have for? That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that what we have for the week?
Yes, that is all that we have for the week. Yeah.
Okay. And all viewers, we promise you, that's a fire hose. We're not going to give you more than that every week, even though I want to, highlight the fact that Citizen Connect has over 600 members. They're all doing amazing work, whether it's at the neighborhood level, the state level, the regional level, or the national level. So we want to encourage you to check all of that out. What we're going to show now at the end of this program is we're going to show you the URL to get to Citizen Connect. You do not need to go beyond the homepage to see these items that we featured this week, but there is so much more there. So if you're curious about other topics, areas, etc., just spend a little bit more time on the site. But you can get to the folks that we've mentioned today with just a click. So get to Citizen Connect, and then it's a click away. Just scroll down and it's right there. So we're delighted that you joined us. We, by the way, are going to be doing Citizen Connect Live every single week at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we invite you to stick with us. I mean, there's never been a more important year in American history, at least for generations. And we all need help. And we also need to find people that are working on healing America rather than tearing it apart. And that is our entire focus, to get you as quickly as possible to organizations that don't tell you what to think or what to do, but invite you in to be part of a process to make America stronger and more resilient this year and going forward. So thank you all. Thank you, Willow, for your amazing research and work on identifying such incredible events and on-demand content, and looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you.